Hi, I'm making sprites for a walk cycle in side view of a Draugr, that is a Viking zombie. I'm making it with 6 frames, which in my experience is as little as I can get away with. I'm using Fire Alpaca to draw the sprites. I start out with rough sketches for 3 frames. I then put each frame in a folder for each frame. I add new layers in each folder to be the line art layer. I set down the opacity for the sketch layers and draw on the line art layers. I copy the face from frame 1 and draw everything else from scratch. I run the frames as an animation from time to time and make changes as needed to make the animation work. This is the first part of a series I'm planning to do to show how I make a walking character in a game, in this case using the game engine CTGS. Much would be the same independent on which engine. Some are specific to how to do this in CTGS. That is specific to how I would make it. Not necessarily the best way, just the way I have found to work for me. Still finding my way around the engine, and my coding abilities are limited. However, this part of the series is just doing a side view walk cycle. One aspect of a walk cycle is that the height of the top of the head is different during different phases of the cycle. It is lowest at the point where the feet are farthest away from each other, both feet touching the ground, and it's highest in the middle. In a walk cycle this can be more or less exaggerated. With my 6-frame walk cycle I don't have the middle point. Still I have a bit extra height in each of the 2 middle frames. Another part in a walk cycle is the swinging of the arms. Generally the arms and legs move in the same pattern, but with the left arm and right leg moving together. With this particular character, the Viking zombie, that is not an issue. Zombie arms works independent of the face in a walk cycle. When I am happy with the 3 first frames, I copy them to use the copies as the basis for the 3 next frames. Those frames will basically be the same as the first 3, except for if it is the left or the right leg that is closest to the viewer. So I simply make the changes necessary to make the left leg into the right leg, and vice versa. Generally I would do the same with the arms, but once again, the zombie arms don't have to be synchronized with the walk cycle. When the line work is done, the next step is to color the sprites. This is done on a new layer below the line art layer. This is basically a gray character, so I use that as a base color, with the hair and the beard going to be a dirty blonde. I'm using bucket fill to work faster, setting the fill style to expand 2 pixels. That makes it certain that the color will creep in under the lines in the line art, and that prevents that we get a line of white pixels along the line art, something that otherwise can happen with using bucket fill. The color layers for frame 1 to 3 with the grey painted in. I copy those and reuse them for the frames 4 to 6. The silhouettes of the characters in those frames will be almost the same, so the color can be reused with very little changes. Next step is laying down the base color for the hair, and I am going with a dirty blonde look for this, which seems fitting for a Viking zombie. Some of you might be wondering why I have not given this character a helmet with horns on it. That would be historically incorrect. We couldn't have that, could we? No, certainly not. After the base colors have been touched up a bit, some additional color is added with a watercolor brush. For the skin I use blue, pink and white to give a corpse-like feeling. The hair and the beard get some shade and highlight. For the rest, I only add a little bit of color touches to the coloring, to the clothing, to break up the all gray, but still have the gray shine through. By the way, and I suppose you already understood that, the video is speeded up. I am fairly fast, but not that fast. This is 6 times the actual speed. Making the 6 frames of the right took me about 1 hour. It is necessary to be consistent in the coloring between the frames. If one frame has one element colored different than in the other frames, that will probably be very noticeable, and as it repeatedly comes up, it might very much ruin the illusion of actual motion. In storytelling, keeping the illusion alive is important, and this is storytelling. The final touch is to add some splattered red to the character, whether that is blood from the Draugr or if it is from its victims. That will be the thing that tells us what kind of character this thing is. So, this is the finished side view walk cycle, played at the intended speed. It can, of course, be used for walking in both directions, left or right. Now, this will be all for this episode. In the next episode I will show a different way to make a walk cycle. But this will be all for now. So, bye until the next time.